All right, guys, we're back with a new episode. This episode, we're covering all things UF. The Unnamed Footage Festival 666 just ended this past week. This is our 6th year, and I feel like this is the biggest year. We had more theaters, more filmmakers, more movies, and we're gonna get into all of it. I had a great weekend. This weekend, we started off Tuesday at the Alamo. Thursday, we had the ATA, the Artist Television Access, where we had a cool power hour. Then we also went to the Balboa, that's our regular home. We're gonna get into it. And the 4-star, hence the beanie. So, first up, if you ever come to an Unnamed Footage Festival and you do get the weekend pass or the badge, like this thing here, hence I'm a filmmaker, isn't that cool? You get a cool little badge and it comes in a VHS box. If you follow me, you probably see me post this. I think I posted most of them over the years and a collage of them. So this year we had El Diablo es una mujer. I f***ed that Spanish up. Shout out to Evan who did this cover. I'll have his Instagram here somewhere. And it comes with some cool stuff inside, y'all. We're gonna get into it. So it has this chick tracks. I just found out what that was. I don't know what the f*** a chick's track is. What is a chick track? Well, if you probably know, I don't. I was so confused. It's like a little comic book thing here. If you open these pages, they're in the store, obviously like a Best Buy. It says, I didn't know they still sold movies here. Awesome. And this is, you get your little badge, all access pass for the whole weekend. And there's some cool stickers, bookmarks. Look at this sticker. Awesome. Make more found footage movies. I agree. Y'all, I love found footage. I would love this bookmark if you like to read. Reading is fundamental. Y'all could save where y'all left off. I know a lot of y'all probably don't read as much. You probably do Audible, but bitch, old school. All right, and stickers. Ooh. And then we have this awesome 666 enamel pin, if you guys can see that. But it's like a little tease of what you get in here. So every year there's some cool little merch that comes with it, as well as the whole weekend. A lot of filmmakers came out. And one in particular started one of the films we showed called Everyone Dies by the End. And it had Vinny Karan, who was in Resolution. If you guys have seen this movie, he was the guy that was chained up. And I got him to sign my Blu-ray, which was super cool. Dutch, and he brought in Susie and his husband, who also helped him with the film, David, and they all came out for Horror in the High Desert Part 2. But I also brought my Part 1 Blu-ray, which you could probably order on, check out him on Instagram or Horror in the High Desert. I think you might have a link there, or DM him if y'all want a Blu-ray. I didn't realize when I originally bought it, he did write me a letter, which is so cool. And it also comes with this cool little sticker, a little still from the movie. It's another sticker. He really put a lot of thought into this. Like, more people should get the hint with their Blu-rays. Look at the missing picture. If y'all haven't seen this, I don't want to spoil it too much, but Horror in the High Desert, I highly recommend it. But he also signed the inside. I was like, I didn't realize that when I had ordered it. He reminded me when I seen it. I was like, oh, I wanted it on the front, because I want to make sure it's seen. And it kind of camouflages in with the cover. Horror in the High Desert. This is a great one. These here I picked up during the fest. Logan Fry was there. He had a short that showed at the fest, and he had 2 DVDs that he was selling. He is a character in himself, let me tell y'all. So these movies, I didn't know what they were, but I'm a sucker for like, oh, if the filmmaker is there and they're trying to sell their merch, I like to support. You know, support indie horror, support your local artists and all that good stuff. So I didn't even read what the f they was, y'all. Revenge of the Spaceman and Lone Buzzard Fireworks Film Compilation #1. Blood, Boobs, and Beasts. I didn't even know it said that. But when I bought these from him, he looked at me and he was like, just so you know, these aren't good movies. I was like, that's fine. And he signed it. Let me tell you, this man, bless his heart, he's so kind. These movies were sealed. He got the marker I gave him and wrote on the plastic. I looked at Mr. Logan Fry and said, Logan, if I open this, you'll say that you're gone because I'm gonna throw that wrapper in the garbage. And he's like, oh. And I felt so bad because he's old, he's elderly. He's super kind, super kind. And this one looked crazy. Look at that mama. Looks like a porno. Bigfoot. What is it when you like the animals? That's what this look like. And I'm here for it. We're gonna watch it. I don't know what I'm in for, but look at these people's faces in the back. They are so perturbed. And I feel like that's what my face is gonna look too. They all look so, oh, even this bitch. I don't know if y'all can see her. Oh God, look at that. King Kong. And then this one, I don't know what this is, but it's an alien. I hope this in a porno too. It says, warning, this film has not been rated. Viewer discretion is advised, obviously. If you see it, his name is on here twice. It looks that way because after I opened the wrapper, he continued to just sign the front. Logan, I had to open it and take the paper out. I said, hey, Logan, so I'm gonna show y'all. Look at that. He signed this, and I was like, oh, Logan, I want you to sign, the paper so it lasts longer. This might wipe off over time. It's gonna collect dust because I'm probably not gonna watch it. Revenge of the Spaceman. Next up, my boy Aaron came in. He made this movie called Chess that did show at Unnamed Footage Festival 5 Virtual. And he released this Blu-ray. And this is a cool little slip-out box here. I almost was debating, you know, I was like, maybe I should have him sign the inside. But I don't know, I like it on the front. I think that's nice. I mean, there's a lot of dark shit there. I wish he signed it here, but who cares? It's signed. So Aaron, shout out to you. Thank you for coming out. Super nice, super kind. He even's like, oh, if I knew that you were gonna be on the Fright Night thing on Monday, because after the fest was over, I did an event with Peaches Christ and Michael Verardi. He was like, oh, I would have stayed for that. Super nice. So shout out to you, Aaron. Thank you so much for coming out. Thanks for the Terrell fees we took. That was awesome. Next up, I want to shout out also Benji. Benji did a whole VHS, a whole warped VHS thing. He had a booth, as well as DCPP, or DCCP. Craig and Cassandra, they came out with their whole booth with their books, their movies. Shout out to them as well. But he gifted me some VHSs. A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors on VHS. Isn't this iconic? I love Freddy Krueger, my favorite slasher, and it has the original music video, and it says, as seen on MTV, of Dawkins, and I love that song. Dream Warriors, you know, I'm not gonna sing it because I don't have the good voice. This is awesome. Isn't this amazing? It's kind of in good condition. Also, this one threw me off. I've never seen this before. I own this on regular VHS, like kind of like this, just a single standalone Nightmare on Elm Street single one. But this is a deluxe edition, a collectible edition VHS. Isn't this amazing? And it's not one, but 2 VHS tapes. So the first tape is the feature film. The second tape is bonus features. And obviously whoever had this before wasn't being kind of rewinding, because this isn't rewound. So this is in the middle of the movie if I were to pop this in. Yeah, on the back it shows you all the bonus features that it has. I think this is awesome. And I was like taking it back, like, oh wow, you're gifting this to me. So thank you, Benji. I love this so much. And then he proceeded to give me a random VHS. So let me tell y'all, this is definitely found footage, because apparently it says it's Hocus Pocus, but somebody taped this. There's even a marking on this. Like, is this really Hocus Pocus? He even told me it could be porn, he don't know. So if I put this on, this might be a whole different type of Hokin' and Pokin'. So I'm excited to see what this is. I have many tapes from back in the day that say something, but it ain't. It's something else. So those are still somewhere. It might be at my mama's. I don't know, but I should go get those and put those up somewhere. But yeah, a lot of filmmakers came out, you guys. Like for almost every movie, there was somebody there to talk about their film. If it was like a filmmaker, producer, actor, it was great. Also, I want to shout out Illin. Uncle Frank Productions. He does a lot of cool media book artworks, and he did the art for the fest this year, and I thought this was amazing. So you have the 4-star, the UF666 logo, the little, I love the face looking down at the Balboa Theater. The Balboa Theater is where we started, and it's just like home for me. Like I have my set seat that I sit there for the whole fucking weekend, and it's just like, I don't know, you know, you start with something that's original, something that's OG, it's just there. But I will say, going to the 4-star, you know, I guess they're revamped. The screen was great, the lighting was great. It gets super dark in there, which is fine. It cuts everything out and gets your focus on that screen, which is what's important. The sound was great, the ambiance was amazing, but Balboa is always home. So this is the little program that you get. Shout out to Panda Dojo. He spent a lot of time putting together Lens Face. The first movie we showed at the Alamo Draft House was Cloverfield.
My name is Robert Hawkins. Approximately 7 hours ago, something attacked the city. You found this. If you're watching this, then you know more about it than I do.
I liked Cloverfield. It had various different sequels. It had 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I loved. Cloverfield Paradox, which was the after Super Bowl, the straight to Netflix feature. If it was its own movie, I did think it was okay. And it's kind of cool that movie, Netflix doesn't usually get Blu-ray releases, and that did get a Blu-ray release with the slipcover, which is awesome. And I think there's some bonus features. So Cloverfield has its 15th anniversary, and we partnered with the Alamo Draft House for its Terror Tuesday and showcase this film. Supposedly there's a sequel, a direct sequel to the first one, and I'm looking forward to that and see what they're gonna do. So our official day one was Thursday at the Artist Television Access, where we show a film called Mean Spirited. So Owen, who was a producer on the film, he was actually in attendance, which is awesome. And Thursday is arguably my favorite day. I had the opportunity to actually host with Madeline, DV Buck said on Instagram, so give her a follow. She's one of the organizers of the fest, and she actually worked on this movie. So, Mean-Spirited. It's about this guy who does all these pranks that are mean-spirited, and he has this best friend, or he had a best friend, who became popular and became like this next big thing. Him and his friends are going up to his house to go have a weekend of party and try to get him back, basically. My favorite character is the dirty dude. Like that guy, the guy that takes a I don't want to spoil these movies, but he takes a and he was so happy with his flush. Have y'all ever went to somebody's house and took a and then you had to flush and you scared the on stick? There's a scene like that and I kind of chuckled because I'll be afraid. I don't take people's houses, but if I did, that's scary. Mean-Spirited. This is a solid movie. I enjoyed this one. It was a lot of fun. After that, we had our second annual Power Hour. What that is there's 60 minutes of just straight short little clips, and after every minute, you take a drink. So, what happened last year, did not happen this year, but last year I was a hot mess. Last year, after every minute, my big ass was taking shots. I don't recommend that. My ass blacked out. I was saying obscene things. I don't remember it, but it was a hot mess. People said it was funny, but some people probably weren't. So this year, I made sure I was taking sips. I didn't drink till afterwards. I went in a bit more after. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This year, I love the Power Hour. Shout out to you guys who put that together. Great job with that. That shit was great. There was a lot of funny moments in there, a lot of cool clips. There was even Real Housewives thrown in. Great party vibe. It was great. Great start to the fest. And I woke up the next day hungover and we're getting into part 2. So day 2 opens up, oh God. All right, so day 2 opens up. We at the Balboa Theater, oh wait, Balboa, right? Yeah, we at the Balboa, y'all. And it opens up with The Rat's Nest.
Rat's Nest is an extraordinary movie. It truly knows what it wants.
So what the fuck is a rat's nest? I was scared that was like a Egyptian word for rat's nest. I'm terrified of rats. I didn't know what to expect. And I went into a movie full of like a voiceover. We just see clips of scenes and it was just people talking, but there was a story going on. I will say I was really into it the first half. I really was into it, and I get what they were doing because the director of this movie did a movie that we showed last year called Masking Threshold. So I was super excited because I loved Masking Threshold. Johannes did this film. I don't know how to say his last name, so don't ask me to do it. I was like, okay, Rat's Nest, we're gonna do it. Because the last one he had bugs in it and it was creepy, but I don't know, I like the flow of that better, and that's a movie I wouldn't think I would like, but I loved. This one has some of the similarities, but I feel like it went on a bit too long for me. So for the fest, this was probably one of my lowest points. But it was a solid watch, and there's a lot of people in the theater that did enjoy this movie. Rat's Nest was a cool start, and it went great from here, so it just gets better. Next up, we had Card Zero / and file VL. Oh wow, I forgot, it's backwards. VL624. It's like Alien, you know, LV426. Backwards. This is from our boy Robbie Banfitch, and he did The Outwaters, the movie that none of y'all cared about last year when I talked about it. But guess what? We showed it last year. So don't sleep on the Unnamed Footage Festival. We trying to give y'all some stuff. We give y'all some tricks and treats. So what this is a file, Card Zero. I'm sorry, I'm f***ing this up. Yeah, Card Zero and the file. These movies are basically kind of like deleted scenes / bonus features for The Outwaters. I like the first one better, Card Zero. It gives you a backstory about the main character, Robbie, who had this boyfriend, and he had this relationship, and I kind of related to that, where he felt unsure. Like, he's with this guy is with him, this guy is like, you guys are having a good time together, you guys are hanging out, you guys are like doing your thing, but then he's still in the back of his head like, oh, are you okay? Do you like me? Is it this? I've been there before, and it sucks, and I second guess stuff, I overthink stuff, and then you ruin it. And I felt like that's what I took from this, because it's kind of like what happens in a sense, because he's like, you know what, I can't do this. Like, it didn't work out. He's like, oh, well, do you want me to leave? Like, I've been in that situation. So, Robbie, if you're watching, I get what you're saying. I don't know if this is mimics life or anything, but I've been there. I like that one a lot, and it set up the character going into the Outwaters. The next part has some deleted scenes, some cool stuff from the movie. If you guys haven't seen this, it is on Screenbox. And he was in attendance, by the way. Robbie was there the whole weekend. Shout out to you. Thank you. He was great. And he actually showed Tinsman Road. So this one I'm not supposed to technically review because Tinsman Road is not technically finished, but he wanted the Unnamed Footage Festival to premiere it, which is amazing. Like, love you, that was great. That's so cool, and I'm glad I got to watch it. So I'm not gonna really review this. I will say I liked it, and I'm excited for you guys to watch it. Also, two of the other characters from the film were there, who is actually his mom and stepfather. They were in attendance as well. Super cool people, love them, great people. I can't wait for you guys to watch this movie. I can't say too much about this, but Tinsman Road, keep a lookout for that, please. Closing out the night, y'all, we had Joshua Grinnell, aka Peaches Christ, came out and introed Paranormal Activity. This movie arguably got me back into found footage. Okay, I went into it like, okay, what is this? I've seen a lot of stuff in the media, like, oh, this is the scariest movie ever. And I don't get scared often, but I do get scared of supernatural stuff or stuff that I think could possibly happen. I have had a story with the Ouija board that I'm not gonna get into here, but when I watched Paranormal Activity, it brought me back to that. Like, goosebumps, I got scared. I remember when going back home and there was like, my door was wide open. I guess I didn't close it, the wind blew it open. I was scared, like, did someone break in? Like, I was terrified. I went home and watched the Flintstones. I remember this like it was yesterday. I put on some Yabba Dabba Doo, so I was terrified. So rewatching this in the theater was really cool to see. It was very nostalgic for me. Thank you, Joshua Grinnell, for introing it. It was great. All right, guys, so before we get into the next day, I forgot. So what even made this even more sweeter, the more icing on the cake, after Joshua Grinnell did his intro, we had an opening. I was shocked. I kind of knew this was coming, but I didn't. But Oren Peli, the guy who actually made Paranormal Activity, the director of Paranormal Activity, he did an intro for the Unnamed Footage Festival.
Hello, I'm Oren Peli, the director of Paranormal Activity, and I'd like to welcome you all to a special screening of my movie at the Unnamed Footage Festival. It's been a long time since I've seen a movie with a live audience, so I wish I could be with you all in person, but I will be there in spirit. So I hope you enjoyed the movie, and have a good night.
And he was in front of not what? The own bed that Katie and Micah slept in and she got her ass dragged out of. So he did an intro for it in front of the bed saying, hey, I wish I was there, but I'm there in spirit. He was very Toby-ish. It was great, and that was, for a Paranormal Activity fan, that was everything for me. How could I forget that? Amazing. This fest was awesome this year. And now we're going into day 3. In day 3, we're at the 4-star. This is my new experience here. They revamped that here in San Francisco. I went there before. We saw this low-budget Lisa Wilcox movie, and then the sound went out, and we were just watching them talk without hearing anything. It was a mess. But we were drinking, so it made everything okay. But now, that didn't happen this time. So we're back, and we're on day 3. And day 3 opens up with a short block. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't like watching short films, but this year I will say the shorts arguably rival some of our features. In my opinion, this is my opinion. I love the shorts. Well, in no particular order, we have The Fallen Woman. I love this one, let me tell you. So we had Jennifer Zhang, she was there with some other filmmakers from this. This is about 2 guys that supposedly were friends, and one's like trying to get pussy, and the other one's just like this guy that's just like, oh, he's like a very goody two-shoes. They go on ghost adventures. And basically there's this one about this woman, this fallen woman. She was trapped in this house. I don't know, I don't want to spoil this, but y'all gotta stay tuned for this whenever this comes out. The Fallen Woman was amazing. I actually liked the jockey guy. I don't know if it's because he was very attractive to me, but I liked him. Next up, user_. This is a highlight too for me. This one's about this girl, sex cam girl. She puts on her wigs, she goes on lives, and then there's this guy named User who's stalking her or going to stalk her, and her cat. It was a dog, you're right. Anyways, I liked it a lot. And it had a comedic moment toward the end that I still was thinking about. I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know. I don't really chuckle at that weird white people, but that was funny. So I liked it. User_. Check that one out. Next up is Glitch. Another one that sit home with me because it starred Heather Langenkamp, who was just in A Nightmare on Elm Street. She's right here, that's her. And she plays a mother who's talking with her daughter who don't really call her much, it seems. But she finally called her on FaceTime and said, oh, why are you calling me, da-da-da. And she's trying to talk to her and she sees this weird, but the girl don't see it. You can only see it on your phone. There's a glitch. So this gave you kind of lights out vibes, sort of. But anyway, so that Glitch. Solid movie. Heather Langenkamp played a great role in this. I felt that. Next up is Shadow Ban. So this one I liked as well. I've been shadow banned, I feel like, on Instagram. Like, I guess if you use too many hashtags. So shadow ban is another one. Basically, it's about a girl who's, I guess she's on her little live, on Instagram live. She wanted to deliver something. She gets to this weird place. I don't know where she's delivering. She's in the middle of nowhere. Like, bitch, there's a red light and you're stuck there. Bitch, there's nobody coming. I would just ran that. Like, bitch, you don't think something's up? I would think so. This is weird. Something satanic gotta be happening. I had a lot of fun with this one. Shadow ban was great. And then it caps off with The Rage. So we showed The Rage, the original one, which is a lot shorter, I felt like. I don't know if that was like a 10-minute short. This one was 42 minutes, The Rage Part 2, with these zombies in this zombie outbreak in this like building of some sort. I don't know if it's a hospital or something. But basically they're just running through. This is big, buff, pig-looking dude that's like muscular, f***ing people up, a lot of gore. He gets bit and then he turned to something. It felt like a video game. Because at the end, oh, this is spoiling. Oh, when this guy comes out, I already said it. So when he felt like a final boss to me. Because as he's going through shooting up zombies, trying to dip and dodge these little undead creatures, and once he gets to the end, trying to escape or whatnot, you run into this fucker, the guy that was protecting you though this time. He felt like a final boss because that was kind of hard to kill, you know? That was great. It was great. I liked it. I think I liked the second one better than the first one. And I think they might do a third one the way this one ended. Stay tuned for F7. There might be the third one. So that was a short block, and I loved it. Those were all great to me. All those were great. So now we're going into a movie that I did not think I would like. I was like, and it's R#J. It's basically Romeo and Juliet. They're on their lives all the time, Instagram lives. So it is the Romeo and Juliet. They even talk like, oh, Romeo. I don't know how to do Shakespeare. I didn't like this, boring. But they made it fun. Juliet looks gorgeous in this movie. One of the friends of Romeo, Merrick, loved him. He was chaotic and everything to me. And the other friend, Benoglio, I don't know how to say it, he played in Scream Season 3 as the main character. And also he was in other movies like Power Rangers as Billy the Blue Ranger, Meet Earl and the Dying Girl, Emergency. So yeah, check him out. He's in that, which is great. This movie, I don't know, I was emotional. I was on the edge of my seat. I was just loving everything about this. It was funny. I don't know, it was a great little love story, it was cute. I caught myself smiling. Bitch, I don't smile at no damn movie at no Unnamed Footage Festival like that. I was cheesing from ear to ear. Watch this movie, please. R#J. I don't know when it come out or if it's coming out, but I want it on Blu-ray, collector's edition, steelbook. I want it. And it was partnered with a short, Lactose Zero Tolerance, from friend of the Overlook Theater, Thomas Burke. If you listen to the Overlook Hour, he does the TBR. He sends Russell, Clark, and everybody TBR movies to watch, and they cover that every week. So he did a milk short. It is what it says, lactose zero tolerant. He's scared of milk for some reason, and he's like, everything has milk, even bread. He was just so terrified, because I guess he had a friend or something that had died from milk. I don't know. Next up is one that I was excited to check out. When we showed trailers throughout the fest. Mind you, I didn't see a lot of these movies going into this because I'm on the jury, so I like to be immersed into this and watch it with everybody else. Anyways, so this one, when I saw the trailer for it, I was kind of excited, and it is called What is Buried Must Remain. Tongue twister. What is Buried Must Remain.
3, 2, 1, action!
أخذت إذن لنفوت على البيت مو؟
رح نحبس حالنا جوات بيت فونتين طول الليل. أنا بتمنى لو نلاقي هيك شيء غريب. متخيلين كيف رح ننشهر؟ أو كيف رح نموت؟
Filmmakers are here for this as well. So before I seen the feature, they were here in the lobby. I got my trophy with them. They signed my little program. Well, the director was like, I wonder what you're going to think of this. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, I wonder if you're going to be confused. And I was like, okay, I don't know. That's a weird thing to tell somebody before they see your movie. So this is a Lebanon film. Subtitles, you got to read it. This is fine. It was great. The cast was cool. It started off with the girl singing the children, like very Pocahontas and Cinderella. It has her friend with these crazy fucking eyes. He scared me. This other dude that I guess wants to fuck Miss Pocahontas. They're all together. They go into this creepy ass house. The house is gross. And they go in, they get trapped, and I love the scenery on this. Like the walls, the doors going missing. Everything about this was scary. I wouldn't want to be in here trapped. It was like a maze. But I don't know. I don't want to spoil these movies, but I think you should watch it. I liked for atmosphere alone. All right, we're moving on into Short Block 2. Short Block 2 is a bit different. It's a little bit, not as much horror as the first one was. That's why it's my bread and butter. I like the straight horror. This block has a, So we're gonna get into it. So the first one, content, the lo-fi man. This guy who turned into, I don't know, there was some gore. There was this one part though, it's these 3 Powerpuff Girl looking bitches that walked up, and there's this monster. And why the black girl gotta go first? I almost said something. I almost turned Brenda in there, because she went up and then he knocked her ass out. So why you kill her first? But she wasn't dead. She was actually died last. But anyways, the other people, there's a lot of blood. He ripped some girl's arm off, but she's still coherent and like, oh, she can move around. Weird. Another guy, I don't know what the f he did, but he turned into like a tape man. He was a lo-fi man. He grew all this Super Saiyan. He went Super Saiyan. It was a cool little battle them out little movie. I don't know. Moving on. Annihilator. Filmmakers came out for that one. That was cool. Annihilator was very artsy, kind of like, with a lot of lights, a lot of purples and reds. Basically, it's like this guy watching these videos, and these videos are very gruesome and they're very like pornish, but not porn. It's like torture porn. The guys are actually nice. They came out. The movie was fun. Not fun. Well, if you're into that. And next up is The Blood of the Dinosaurs. Has some funny moments with with a little girl. I don't know. But it was like a guy, like a talk show thing about oil, I think. Something about oil. Am I saying this right? About oil. I don't know. There's like there's different scenarios where oil could come from. I mean, it was solid. I guess it came from dinosaurs, I think they were trying to say. Because you know, dinosaurs are so ancient, so I guess they're trying to figure out where oil came from. I don't know. In the bones and the oil eggs. But my favorite, I was waiting to get to this. I have to read this. It's a long ass title. From South Korea. It's 40 minutes. It's a short film called Digital Video Editing with Adobe Premiere Pro. Oh, there's more. The real world guide to set up the setup and workflow. Why is this so long? Why we gotta have a long ass title? Just call it Bitching on Camera, because that's what this is. There's two people sitting at a desk, and this guy, he's a director of a movie, and he keeps seeing this creature pop up in his film. And he's like, this wasn't there when I recorded. This one was amazing. I laughed. I couldn't wait. I wanted more. This could have been a longer movie for me, and I would have been fine by that because I liked it a lot. So digital video editing, etc. was great. That was really, really good. Next up, Aunt Linda's a short film that I loved. I actually watched this one beforehand when there had submissions. And I don't know, but this shit got me. I loved Aunt Linda. I said, you guys have to show this. It was funny. And that actress who plays Aunt Linda, she's driving very slowly, by the way. She's not even that old. And this guy tries to like rob her, and she just gets in her car and like threatens her. Linda was great. I love this. This is a 5-star short for me. I love it so much. That partnered with a movie that I actually liked a lot called Chad Gets the Axe.
This guy formed a cult, did dark rituals, satanic shit, brought them back to this house, and then butchered them with an axe.
We're going so far up Satan's ass, he's gonna need an enema to get us out.
Let's rack up some views. What the hell?
What part of the Devil's Manor do you all want to see next?
Holy shit. Dude, that's a body.
It's about dumbass kids who all they want to do and all they care about is likes, subscribes, and views. I mean, we've seen that, we get it, and these guys are all going to this fucking house where these murders have happened, or this cult was, right? Yeah. Anyway, so they all go to the house, and basically they're all playing pranks on each other, and they all start going missing. Like, oh man, I loved it. It was fun. I love that these people were getting hurt because they were dumb as but I don't know. Chad Gets the Axe. I'm not gonna spoil any of these movies again. I'm just trying to censor myself, and this is hard. I love this movie a lot, so check that one out for sure. I loved it. Loved it so much. Do y'all like reality TV? Because I sure do. There's a movie called Tontine or Tontine.
The name of the show is called Tontine. It's kind of like Survivor meets The Amazing Race meets all your other favorite reality shows into one super reality show. It boasts the biggest prize in reality television history. It's the first reality show where contestants actually have something to lose.
All right, so Tontine is like a reality show gone wrong. And in life and in the movie. So basically this movie was filmed like in 2006, 2007, but it never seen the light of day. A group of people who all their life savings, all their money, all their belongings, all their houses, they all go in this little box and they get on the show, and if you win, basically you get the whole pot. So you go on to this show, and it's basically like Survivor. You gotta make it to the end to win. They get on in some type of shipwreck or something, and they're all on this island. They wear keys, because those are the keys to their life. And basically, all hell breaks loose. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but this shit was great. My only critique for this movie was too long, too much talking. Y'all could have chopped and screwed this up a little bit, and it would have been even better. I love reality TV. I like where people get eliminated, but in this case, when you get eliminated, you dead. So I highly recommend checking this out. I think it's gonna get released officially soon. So we have one more movie. It's late, everybody tired. We had a big movie with Tontine. 11 o'clock rolls around, and we get, now this is a movie, y'all. It's a Koji movie, and it's about a girl. She's a wrestler, so there's a good amount of people left for this. It's a porno movie, y'all. It's softcore porn, but there's a lot of bushes. Safe word.
三沢明です。よろしくお願いします。誰だよ。ただで済むわけねえだろ。
ぴったりの場所があるよ。ここで女王様やらない？
SM？
本物だ。奴隷研修を受けてもらうから。
今からあなたは私の奴隷だよ。ビリビリ来たんだ。
I did not think I would like this. I'm sitting up here like I need a drink. Okay, I gotta read the little comments. It's about a wrestler who turns dominatrix. That's all I gotta tell y'all. I'm not gonna spoil it too much. This movie is really good. It's about this girl. She's a wrestler. She goes to this dominatrix, and this drag queen pulls her in and say, "Oh, you could be a great dominatrix." And there's all these menses that like to be beaten. And there's a scene where somebody gets peed on, and I almost choked. I gasped in the theater. I think I reacted too loudly. But she pees in her mouth. And I was like, ugh. I was so grossed out. Like, I'm not into golden showers and water sports and shit like that. That's nasty. I guess it turns people on, so that's something that people like. I don't want to drink it. Y'all like drinking piss? That's not for me. There's a lot of nudity in this, a lot of bush and titties, and it's more than that. So I like how it's kind of like a love story, coming into oneself, being who you are. And I took a lot from this movie. Safe Word, I highly recommend this. Koji, shout out to you. Safe Word was great. All right, guys, so now we're into day 4. We opened up with the Gulf of Silence.
There's one document and a book. The document is a very severe NDA. The book is blue, bound, nothing on the cover. The assessment was compiled from over half a century of covert research. Everything that the United States government knew, or at least this small cell within the Defense Department knew about the UFO phenomenon.
It's about aliens again. I don't think I like aliens now. I've seen over the fest. There's a lot of alien movies we show. Alien Report that I'm not into. But this is a faux doc. One of the filmmakers, I think the director of this movie was actually in attendance. Super nice lady. I just cannot get into this movie. It was a lot of talking about abduction and what government. I don't know, I'm not into that. It opened up with the interesting short about water fountains. That was interesting. I had never thought about no water fountains and how parks took them out, and that was interesting. So that short was fun. That short is called Forgotten Fountains, directed by Ellie Vanderlip. And she was there, super sweet girl. Super sweet, short and sweet. Anyway, she was super nice, cool little short. She filmed it in San Francisco. I think she lives in San Francisco. I liked the fountain, and then we go into the Gulf of Silence, and I was taken right out. But I came back because the next feature I've never heard of before, and this came out in 2012, and it is titled Sex House.
6 sexy Americans, alone in a house with nothing to do but get nasty. This is Sex House.
Welcome to Sex House.
So this is about, oh God, this is about 6 people who are thrown in a house to have sex. It's a reality show, and I think you can find it like on YouTube, and there are like a couple episodes, I don't know how many episodes, like 6 or 7 episodes. They're all put together as one like long movie or whatnot. There's an old man who's married with a kid, there's a virgin, there's a gay man, there's a jock, there's a slut, and then there's a cheerleader bitch that's gonna be a slut too, I guess. So basically they're all thrown into a house, and it's like they pick random ass people that you know aren't gonna really hook up. Like the gay guy, who he gonna unless one of the old man or the jock or DL. But the jock was trying to the virgin, but that's all I'm spoiling. This gets chaotic. It starts off all fun and dandy, but it goes down somewhere. Like this gets morbid. It's insane. I love this safe sex house shit. I actually want this on Blu-ray. I'm thinking of making my own. This shit was great. I don't know, y'all. Sex House, I want that real show. I want a season 2. But yeah, Sex House is fun, so I think you guys should check that out on YouTube or whatever. It's great, Sex House. We get into the next part. So we had a double feature of The Tunnel, in a sense. We had The Tunnel's documentary, titled The Tunnel, The Other Side of Darkness.
Strange things are happening deep beneath Sydney, dark and horrible things involving television news crews. Thankfully, it's just a team of movie makers shooting a low-budget horror flick in a very low place.
And then it ran into The Tunnel. So, the documentary was pretty solid. I haven't seen The Tunnel in a few years, so it's kind of cool seeing the odds and outs of what they did with the film. And it was kind of cool after we watched the documentary and ran into the movie. So a lot of the scenes, like the part when they're climbing down the ladder and that big loud noise and all that stuff, and being in the tunnels, and how they made the guy come out and how he moves super slow, and how they, I don't know, it was kind of cool how they did all this stuff, and how when you see it in the movie, I kept thinking about the documentary, like, oh, that's how they did that. The Tunnel is great. I like The Tunnel. creepy. Umbrella's putting out a really cool Blu-ray edition of this. I highly recommend checking that out if you guys haven't. All right, so next up, this one is Invoking Yale.
El regalo será la sangre que abra la puerta de los muertos. Comete siempre un ritual. Mata, asesina, despierta.
I can't be hardcore. But, yes, so Invoking Yale is a f***ing found footage horror movie about these Spanish girls who want to worship the devil and invoke Yale, bitch. They have this other girl, this friend. She was annoying as f***. I agree with the main bitch. The main girl kept saying, this bitch is annoying, why is she here? These girls are like into witchcraft and into darkness, and it's like a heavy metal film, dark metal or something. I don't know, black metal. I don't know, there's so many f***ing metals. Blue, yellow, pink, orange. Happy metal, I don't know. I really like this movie. But I like the evil bitch that made the cassette. I love her artwork. And I hated the dumb bitch that was the dumb Ditso girl, the one that didn't want to do nothing, but she wanted to be part of the group. And I love how they be talking shit about her in front of her face like she can't hear it. I live! Invoking Yale was a highlight for me, and it woke me up. I highly recommend y'all check that out, Invoking Yale. And then it gets even better. I'm telling you, this last day was everything for me. I was so excited to watch these movies because it rolls on into Everybody Dies by the End.
His films have included hits like Battery Acid, Kill Time Now,
Pinball Head, highly underrated.
Not to mention his latest film,
Everybody Dies by the End.
I'm about to make my first feature film.
Gather into the circle.
In 10 years, and it's gonna be my last film ever.
Action. It's a chamber piece. Group of estranged friends who get manipulated and killing themselves.
And I talked about this on the last Blu-ray Tuesday where I met Vinny Karam, and he was in attendance with most of the filmmakers, and basically this is about a guy making his final movie. So he wants to go out with a bang, literally. So he has his little filmmakers who all wear these red things, and I love how harsh he was on the two main actors, the girl and this jockey dude that cannot act, and I agree, his acting was so bad. I thought I was watching the old school WB, like what's that movie Popular that lasted one season? That had awful acting. Anyway, so I like this one a lot actually, and it's cool, he had cool little pins that he brought to the fest. During the Q&A, if you asked the question, he gave out those out. The guy who directed it, Ian Tripp, follow him on Instagram. He's gonna do some DIY Blu-rays coming soon, so I asked, of course. Blu-ray fan here. So now this was a long episode, y'all, but we get into the last movie of the night and talked about Dutch and how great I loved Horror in the High Desert Part 1 on the last Blu-ray Tuesday, but we showed the sequel, Part 2, Minerva. This movie is super intense. If you like the first one, you'll love the second one. And apparently he's gonna do some more sequels, which is great. He's gonna do, I think, up to 5 at the least. There's a lot of shit that you could unravel with these films. There's a lot of lead up and a lot of like, oh, mystery. If you like those like crime thrillers, those crime shows, which I do, like this kind of feeds into that, and it's kind of scary. This movie was great, Horror in the High Desert 2. I can't wait for that Blu-ray. Check that out for sure. But that caps off Unnamed Footage Festival 666. And I don't know, this was a great fest. Shout out to Russell for putting together this word search. In the back of the program has all the movies here. You gotta find those in the word search. You know, if you're bored during breaks, even though we didn't have too many of those. And you can make some doodles. I didn't even show you all the artwork. But yeah, this is so good. So good. Shout out to Diabolique and the 4-star, Balboa, ATA, Dread Central, Good Vibrations. We gave out sex toys before we watched Safe Word. So shout out to all you guys. Stay tuned for more details at the Unnamed Footage Festival on Instagram, the Overlook Theater on Instagram, or myself, Terrell88, where we'll be talking about the Virtual Fest, which will be coming soon. So UF666 is going virtual, TBH, or what is it? To be announced. TBA. Sorry, I fucked that up. TBA. Can't wait for the Virtual Fest. And stay tuned for UF7. Bye. I love that movie. That movie was so good. I'm a champion. Yep, I am definitely a champion. All right. Silence. All right. Shh. Okay, stop. You fucking up my video.